think we're getting a phone call. Oh. Hello?
Scandalo.
I'm sorry?
Scandalo.
Scandalo?
Benghazi.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is, near
It's
Senator
Kathy.
Kathy Harris. Yes.
It's Kathy.
Yes, how are you, Kathy?
Scandalo. I'm scandalously fine. I'm calling you from the Lone Star State, Texas.
You're calling us from Texas?
Yes, where we're all eagerly awaiting Governor Rick Perry signing the Merry Christmas Bill, House Bill number 308.
I'm not familiar with this bill. What is it?
Excuse me, Samuel, as you know, the war on Christmas starts earlier and earlier every year.
It's May.
Every year. Listen, Representative Dwayne Bohack and Senator Robert Nichols sponsored the Merry Christmas Bill. So now teachers in public schools can say Merry Christmas. So our children don't have to wonder what's going on. All the casualties on the war on Christmas, Samuel. All the PTSD of the children.
Oh my gosh, this really is actually
Merry Christmas. It's a scandal.
This is
Shonda.
This is Shonda. This is actually true. Texas legislature.
Goodbye to you, Scandal Patty Smythe.
I had no idea. House Bill 308, the Merry Christmas. Well, thank you for
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And also, Samuel, we are also going to be traveling to North Dakota, where soon North Dakota won't even be allowed to have abortions anymore. They won't be allowed to have them. And also, Sam, we are also protesting the decline in the death penalty rates in this country. As pro-lifers, we are very upset about the scandal of the decline in the death penalty and sanction killing scandal gate.
I'm sorry?
Benghazi.
Did you say killing scandal gate?
Gate, Benghazi, APIRS, Russian terror duo gate scandal. Eyes.
All right, now,
Shonda.
Let me just ask you, wait, it's a little bit off topic, because I have many questions I wanted to ask you, but why is it that you would be as a...
Heaven's Gate, directed by Michael Cimino. I'm sorry, what?
Why is it that that a right-to-lifer would be upset that the number of executions in this country is going down?
Don't you understand how it works, Samuel? As pro-life conservatives, we will do anything we can to protect a presentient globule of cells. But as you know, once you're out of the womb, it's bootstraps time. This is not a nanny state. This is not a nanny state.
Right.
Also, Samuel, I think it's important we talk about the false flag weather system in Oklahoma.
Really? I had no idea that you were a Alex Jones.
Alex Jones, yes. White power. ISA.
Okay.
Yes, it's a false flag. There's a weather doomsday machine. Thanks, Obama. We have to get the government out of our way. That's why we need our guns against the weather.
Can I ask you, where did they, when did they build this doomsday weather machine? Was it under the Obama administration?
As soon as Obama announced it went into the works.
I don't recall.
And then it was exacerbated when Michelle Obama started her war on obesity in 2009. I can't tell you how upset Marcus is about that. So we've started a new group called portlyjustice.org/chunk.
Portly Justice.
To stop this war on obesity. Stop it. Stop the discrimination. What are we going to tell our fat children? Get the government out of the way from between me and my girth. That's what we say at portlyjustice.org/chunk.
Okay, well, let's talk about the Bachmanns, because I actually had some audio that I wanted to play.
Yes, everybody wants Obama impeached. Are you going to play that? Please do.
No, that is
Goodbye to you, scandal.
Well, that's not.
Goodbye to you, scandal.
that's not exactly what I was going to play. I wanted.
I'll play anything. I love to hear her talk. Go
Okay,
ahead.
well, here is Michelle Bachmann. Apparently, she was on with the radio with James Dobson this past week, and
Mm-hmm.
she is still talking about repealing Obamacare. But apparently, she has an ace up her sleeve. Let's play this audio.
Well, you're welcome. And again, I think that's why you saw the House of
I hear
Representatives
nothing.
pass my bill, the full repeal of Obamacare last week. And that's why I have renewed confidence that we can see this bill pass in the Senate. And I think the president will ultimately be forced to repudiate his own signature piece of legislation because the American people will demand it. And I think before his second term is over, we're going to see a miracle before our eyes. I believe God is going to answer our prayers and we'll be freed from the yoke of Obamacare. I believe it's going to happen. And we saw step one last week with the repeal of Obamacare in the House. We have two more steps. We serve a mighty God, and I believe it can happen.
Yes, praise him. We have to get out from under the yoke. The yoke of oppression. And I say yoke with an L.
Yoke?
For the love of Jesus. Praise him, my pearl, white power, bright part, Gomert.
Now, wait. Now, let me just ask you, how is it that God is going to repeal Obamacare? How does that work?
Because it's God's will, Sam. God speaks to Michelle all the time. And ever since that Black Ghazi fella announced, God has been fit to be tied. He is so upset about this weather machine, too. He just can't do anything about it because he's under the yoke of Obamacare,
But wait
the
a second.
Affordable Care Act, not to mention the scandals of the IRS and the AP and the Rusky terror duo and the male Marine in full uniform holding an umbrella over that black man's head. Scandal.
Now, wait a second. All right. Now, there's been 36 votes to repeal Obamacare. What is God waiting for?
The Catholic bishops want it, Sam. What do you think the Catholic bishops are all upset about? They are right behind this, too. They know, the Pope knows, that this Obamacare and Affordable Care Act is a whole lot of, what do you want next? Sharia law, because that's what's coming. Rome is in an outrage. Rome. It's a scandal.
Don't know the Rome.
Evangelical Catholicism and the bishops' annual meeting, they will not stand for it. The Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCCB scandal.
Okay, all right. Let's move. There was as long as we're talking about Bachmann, then we'll move into the scandals.
Listen, I want to talk about the IRS too, Sam. Listen, Michelle Bachmann said this, and it's true. Everybody wants the black man impeached. The IRS will have unprecedented access to your medical records, your dental records, your social calendar, your record collection. They're going to make fun of your Jay Giles band, your Huey Lewis and the new sports album, your Big Chill soundtrack, Foghat, Grand Funk, Railroady, Pluribus Funk. They're going to look at your Netflix queue, what you want to DVR from Hulu.
Wait.
Got to get out from under the yoke.
Wait, why would the
With an
IRS?
L, for the love of Jesus, my pearl, white power.
What would the IRS do with this information? Why is the IRS?
Then we have to take the IRS back to pre-Frank Church times. We have to take the IRS back to a time when Match Game 73 was on without being preempted by the hearings. She put his blank in his blank. Oh, I love Match Game 73. Listen, when Frank Church and his committee totally dissected the IRS after the event under the beloved President Nixon, praise him, which was not a scandal or a gate. In fact, it happened at the Red Roof Inn.
Okay.
Be that as it may, the IRS used to go after, Vietnam protesters and Humane Society and people that would release the Pentagon Papers and Abby Hoffman. That's what we need to get back to, Sam. All this people looking into Tea Party or conservative groups, that is not what the Father God intended. We have to take back the IRS, Sam. Do you want them looking at your Facebook and Tumblr pages? Because they will. They'll look at your Instagrams.
Well, I would love them to also subscribe to the podcast in addition to looking at
Oh,
all
they're
this.
not going to do that. now you're just funning me. Listen, we have to get them back to doing what the IRS does best: crushing Greenpeace and making sure Occupy infiltrators make sure people aren't pooping in the streets in New York, because that does not pass the smell test.
I know the smell test. Yes,
This is a bureaucratic snafu.
well,
It's a snafu. Get out from under the yoke.
well, now, all right. So you've
Now
had this,
Anthony Weiner's gonna run. Oh my goodness, it's a scandal. It's a shonda.
well,
You know,
now-
it's been 40 years since Roe v. Wade, Sam, and we are looking forward to North Dakota on August 1st when there will be no abortions. You know, in 2012, there were 600 bills to restrict abortion. Unfortunately, in 2013, only 300. It's a scandal. It's a scandal, Black Ghazi.
but but before we get to
Executions are on the decline. We have to stop this war on state-sanctioned killing. You know what I blame? Heinrich Ibsen. And I'll tell you why, Sam.
sure,
Playwright Heinrich Ibsen, as you know, he wrote A Doll's House. Right, Samuel? Now, that may be 130 years ago, but I think in the last scene, that was the door slam heard around the world when Torvald's wife, Nora, walked out because she didn't believe she was only a wife and mother. She thought there was an identity for women. This is when all this nonsense started, and of course it's from Norway. Of course, where they are secular and slim and anti-gun, and they believe in reproductive justice. That is no way to start a trend.
no, wait a second.
That's why we're in the mess we're in. Praise him, Louis Gohmert.
Now I am just I am fairly impressed. To sort of. I mean, I'm impressed in sort of a couple of different ways. Just that you would blame Ibsen for.
Well, I would not blame Ibsen. Hey, man, don't get me started on Heinrich Ibsen, that Norwegian rapscallion. Don't get Marcus started again on the war on obesity. Oh my God, he overheard me.
Now,
He was
wait,
just
are you
watching
with
DVR.
Marcus Bachmann
He was just
now?
DVRing Scandal
Wait, are you
with
with
President Fitz and Olivia Wingate and the Gladiators. It's a scandal.
Now, wait, are you with Marcus Bachmann?
I'm always with Marcus, yes, because he's in Texas with me. He is also having a rally for PortlyJustice.org, and he's going to be playing bass guitar in his musical group, Lap Band.
What is it?
Lap Band. They do Toby Keith covers. Like the lap band Governor Christie has been forced to put on himself because of that Michelle Obama and her war on girth.
What is your response to marriage equality passing in Minnesota? This is
Scandal. It's a scandal gate.
Well-
Minnesota gate. God is so angry. I'm telling you, between that and the false flag weather system in Oklahoma, I can't tell you how red-faced he is. Praise him, white power.
well, how
I'll tell you what, posse comitatus. We're going to start making some citizens arrests for those Democrats sponsored by George Soros and Acorn who are building that weather machine doomsday project.
So wait, you're now claiming that Acorn and George Soros have been building the weather
They've been funding the weather machine.
the weather machine.
Not to mention Matt Taibbi.
Matt
Matt Taibbi's involved in Rolling Stone.
Why would Matt Taibbi be involved in building the weather?
Because of his war on the financial system and his war on the very, very logical comparisons to the Federal Reserve budget and the national debt to a household budget.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand how simple those analogies are.
You sound like you just read Matt Taibbi's piece on.
I had to read it. God told me to read it because I have to know who the enemy is. I have to get out from under the yoke of Rolling Stone.
Now, but
Matt Taibbi.
Now, in
Gate.
Matt Taibbi is based in the
Scandal.
New York area. I am also based in the New York area.
I know you are. And don't you think a false front weather flag system isn't going to come and get you?
But what was Hurricane Sandy?
Hurricane Sandy was God's wrath.
But wait a second. Why was that not the weather machine?
Pardon me?
Why
The
would
machine wasn't finished yet, Samuel.
So the machine has just been finished.
It just got finished, and they just tested it out in Oklahoma, where Coburn and Inhofe are going to be forced to take government money, not anything like the Sandy money, which they voted against. This will be totally different. They will be totally ashamed to take it.
But
They won't want it. That'll be dirty blood money.
No, okay, but why would they take it?
Because it's Oklahoma. It's nothing like the Sandy money that they would vote against. It's totally different. They're being forced to take it by the evil ones behind the false flag weather machine. Scandalgate. Yolk.
Now, can you explain to me? So obviously the weather machine is quite effective.
Apparently it is. Apparently it is. That's why we have to take back the IRS, Sam.
So the weather machine has been deployed by the IRS. Is that what you're saying?
No, the weather machine, it's the same people, Sam. Why do I keep having... And you know what? The IRS is a job killer. It's a job killer.
It's a job killer.
The IRS is a job killer. And the IRS forced that male Marine in full uniform to hold an umbrella over that black president's head.
Okay.
They weren't tough enough on that Russian duo.
You said
they are responsible for the AP.
Near Senator Harris, I have to say that
they're responsible for the decline in the state-sanctioned killing.
You seem to be conflating a lot of different issues here.
All roads lead back to Black Ghazi, Matt Taibbi, George Soros, Kathleen Hanna and the Riot Girl movement, Seattle, Portland, Olympia.
You're saying that
Slater Kinney, Bust Magazine, Eddie Vedder.
Wow, musicians.
Dave Matthews.
I didn't realize why musicians.
Natalie May.
But the musicians
Gate
seem to play a huge part in these scandals.
It's all connected, Sam. It's all connected. But you know what? We have won the war on Christmas in Texas. We have won. Now teachers in the public school will say Merry Christmas. Now we won't have to explain to our children why at school they hear Happy Holidays. We're at home, they can hear Merry Christmas. Do you understand the PTSD this causes in our children?
PTSD?
The post-traumatic stress syndrome from hearing Happy Holidays at school and Merry Christmas at home. It causes a lot of confusion, Sam.
Well, I to be honest with you, I wouldn't know. But I mean,
That's because you have forced your children to look at a menorah.
Well,
you're going to force them. What do you do in naming your child Saul? You might as well. It's a boy named Sue. Johnny Cash spoke of it.
Well,
it's
no, a boy named
thing.
Sue. I would have named my kid Sue.
He's going to have a tough life and wind up in Folsom Prison. Named Saul Seder. What do you want him to get a fat lip every day in the schoolyard, Sam? Is that what you want for him to be under the yoke of a name like Saul Seder?
Well, I think it's a nice name, but I mean, I understand what you're saying. No, not really.
It reeks of Menorah's Gate.
Shonda. Menorah's Gate. Why? Now, let me ask you. Keep saying Shonda. That is a Yiddish word. Why?
I do that because it's a Shonda, naming him Saul. Can you not at least call him Paul? Can we not do a reverse road to Damascus-style conversion when he's about to be bat mitzvahed? And what's the theme going to be? What kind of ridiculous theme? You're probably going to have Matt Taibbi preside over his bat mitzvah. Was he your moil, too? Did you have Anthony Weiner as your moil?
Matt Taibbi is going to be my my
Rachel Maddow as
DJ.
the moil. I have no doubt. Get out from under the yoke of the moil.
Well, we had a moil. Yeah.
And who was it? A National Organization for Women Planned Parenthood Gate scandal. Were they there at the losing of the foreskin?
Well, it was actually.
Is it now in the Smithsonian between Archie Bunker's chair and Fonzie's jacket? Is that where his foreskin is? No. Where all the New York liberals go to look at pieces of things?
All right, Senator Harris.
Museums. The war, get museums. That's where knowledge is. The only museum I go to is the George Bush Museum that has just been opened, where Andrew Card will tell you why you're wrong about Iraq in 3D.
Now, Senator Harris, let me just let's wrap up.
You said Sam Harris to me.
What?
Did you say Sam Harris to me?
No, I said...
That godless... Did you say Sam Harris to me?
I said near Senator Harris.
You called me Sam Harris.
No, I didn't call you Sam Harris. Why would I call you Sam Harris?
I don't know. Why would you call Marshall McLuhan what you call him? Why would you get everybody's name wrong?
Well, I didn't... Katherine Harris.
Katherine Harris. That's right, Senator Katherine Harris.
Well, not really, Senator. I mean,
Oh,
near.
I'm not going to go through this. This is nonsense scandal. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. Patty Smyth now married to John McEnroe. Look, I'm picking up your disease.
Okay, well,
Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate. Senator Harris.
Michael Tremino.
Now, Senator Harris, I appreciate your calling in and getting us up to date on all of the scandals. Just give us a
don't forget, it's portlyjustice.org/chunk.
/chunk. What?
If you want to donate to fight the war on obesity started by that Michelle Obama with her overexposed arms like that. Oh, my God. It's a scandal. It's a scandal.
Okay, now...
It's a job killer. Michelle Obama's arms are a job killer. Damn.
What's next for you? Where are you headed now? You're in Texas.
I told you we're going to be here for the signing of the Merry Christmas bill, and we're going to go to North Dakota for the signing of the bill outlawing abortions in North Dakota. And then we're going to go fight the war on the death penalty because it's on the decline.
All right, well...
and we're going to make sure there's more guns available to fight the tornadoes and such from the Acorn-funded and George Soros-funded false flag weather systems. Alex Jones, white power, praise him, Gomer.
Well,
Yolk.
Near Senator Katherine Harris, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Scandalo.
Okay, Scandalo.
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 Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, Scandalo. Open-toed scandals. The weather's warm. Put on your open-toed scandals.
Okay, open-toed scandals. All right, bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right. Hello.
Senator Katherine Harris, thanks so much for
Senator
joining us.
Katherine Harris, how are you? Get out from under the yoke.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Hello.
All right, bye-bye now.
Hello now.
Okay, we got to go. Okay, thank you, Katherine Harris.
Hello, it's me. You.
I think someone's been dipping into the cooking sherry.